So first up today, we've got the Amalia combo deck from Pioneer. So this is a creature-based combo deck built around Amalia Benavides Eguerria, which is a 2-mana 2/2. It's got Ward, pay 3 life, and whenever you gain life, it explores, then you destroy all other creatures if its power is exactly 20. So this combines with Wild Growth Walker, which says whenever a creature you control explores, put a +1/+1 counter on Wild Growth Walker and you gain 3 life. So when both of these are in play, if you have any life gain effect or anything that explores, such as Cenote Scout, it will trigger one of these, which triggers the other one, which triggers the other one, back and forth, etc. So this will gain you a ton of life off of Wild Growth Walker, and you will get to explore a whole lot of cards. So you will get to draw every single land that's on the top of your deck while you're exploring, plus bin anything you want to bin, or you can basically use it as the old like Viscera Seer combo where you just top deck whatever you need most, either if Amalia dies or if you just need to find something else later. So of course Amalia will eventually hit 20 power and explode the field, including the Wild Growth Walker, so the combo will eventually get stopped by that. But as a result of exploding the field, you will also presumably blow away all of your opponent's blockers. So if Amalia is not summoning sick, you can then just attack them for lethal damage. Some other things to note are, even if you don't have Amalia not summoning sick, you can just use her to get a ton of card value off of exploring, plus blowing up your opponent's field, and then just set up for next turn to kill them. Also, even outside of the combo, Amalia can be pretty darn good. You have a bunch of little life gain effects in the deck in order to enable Amalia in the first place. And so even when you don't have the Wild Growth Walker combo, you can often easily get Amalia up to 4 or 5 power, start beating in with her. So even if you don't have the combo assembled or your opponent like Cranial extracts the combo out of your deck, you can still beat your opponent with these. You also have some other basically beatdown plans that you can pivot to with cards like Sentinel of the Nameless City, Voice of Resurgence out of the sideboard, Scooz out of the sideboard. Some versions will play Deathrite Shaman. So kind of like other creature-based combo decks like Yawgmoth, for example, although you do have a one primary combo plan, you can just beat down your opponent. In the event that for some reason Amalia alone is not enough to kill your opponent, you also have Dina, which can combine with all of the life gain effects to drain your opponent out. So this is a way where even if Amalia can't immediately attack, maybe because you just played her or you just got her off a Coco or something, if you can keep triggering life gain effects, you can use Dina to drain your opponent out. And of course, like Amalia, you don't even have to have the combo. Dina can just drain your opponent out normally. Then aside from all that, this deck is very good against aggro decks because of all of the incidental life gain of the cards. You also have Gilded Goose and Prosperous Innkeeper, which are both life gain cards, but which are also both ramp to help you get up to cards like Collected Company faster. Of course, you have Court of Calling to go find specific things in your deck, which will usually be Amalia or whatever you're missing. And this deck is also highly resilient to removal, so you usually have a card like Selfless Savior that can protect your creatures. But in addition to that, even if your creatures die, you have Extraction Specialist to get them back, and you have Return to the Ranks to get them back. So unless your opponent's sweepers/removal are specifically exile-based, you can often allow your guys to die and then just bring them all back. Also, Amalia's ward is not insignificant. Taxing your opponent does come up and helps you reduce their life total so that even when you're not comboing, you can just keep beating them down because they absolutely have to shoot Amalia on sight. So some of the other things to note are the windows for your opponent to interact with you. So the main one is that you'll usually have some kind of life gain effect in play like Lunarch Veteran or Prosperous Innkeeper. You'll land in Amalia, and then the Amalia will only explore when you gain life. So oftentimes that life gain triggers on the stack will be the window of opportunity for your opponent to try to interact with Amalia. So that will be the time when they use their Fatal Pushes, their Fiery Impulses, etc. But you'll still gain life, plus they have to pay the ward 3. It's also important to stack triggers correctly, so you've got things like Extraction Specialist bringing back Amalia, which if you've got life gain effects in play, you want to make sure that you gain the life first. Extraction Specialist also has lifelink, so sometimes it's relevant to attack your opponent to gain some life here, which can also be the catalyst to trigger Amalia, or you might have food tokens from Gilded Goose lying around. Gilded Goose is also just a random mana outlet. When you've got nothing else to do, you can just make food tokens. Also notable, you've got Amalia and Dina, which are both legends that can reduce the cost of Takenuma, which is yet another way of getting stuff back from your graveyard in addition to Extraction Specialist and Return to the Ranks. And Beseiju for 1 mana off of these legends. So there's a lot going on here. So the deck is a creature-based combo deck. It's very resilient to non-exile-based removal. It also plays a decent beat-down plan when you don't combo. Amalia herself is just good independent of whether you have Wild Growth Walker or not. And so there's just a lot of good things going on with this deck. And then the sideboard is usually used to shore up issues that you might have against your opponent. So if you need to get rid of specific hate pieces or other threats, you can use Skyclave Apparition, Redain for the spells, Archon of Emeria for decks like Phoenix that like to cast a lot of spells in the same turn. You've got Remorseful Cleric or sometimes Jirina in this deck in order to take out opposing graveyards. Knight of Dusk's Shadow is for the mirror match when you need to prevent life gain off of your opponent. And one way to stop this combo is the prevention of life gain. So cards like Quakebringer, the 3-mana Dinosaur, and Knight of Dusk's Shadow have significantly shot up in value because this deck is now a solid part of the metagame. We've got Deep Cavern Bat to strip our opponent's hand, Scooz as another source of graveyard hate. Shaper's Sanctuary is in here because obviously your opponent is going to be bringing in removal to deal with this combo, which makes the Shaper's Sanctuary on turn 1 or 2 very valuable. Voice of Resurgence obviously is just more insulation against removal. It's harder to stop this plan from working out, and it also taxes your opponent for casting anything on your own turn. Not sure what Yasharn's for. And then Aetherflux Reservoir is another way that you can just shoot your opponent outside of Dina when you have a bunch of life gain going on, but you can't necessarily get to the attack step for whatever reason. So that is the Amalia combo. There's lots of other intricacies that go into the deck, and it seems like not everyone is sold on exactly the lists. Like there's sometimes 2 extraction, but sometimes only 1. This is in some decks. Sentinel, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes Cenote Scout is a 4 of, other times it's not even in the deck at all. So there's a few, spots for wiggle room. Sometimes there's main deck Skyclave Apparition, sometimes not. So there's a little flexibility in what you choose to play here, but for the most part, this is going to be the core makeup of the deck. And so without further ado, let's jump into the Amalia League. So another thing to note is that you may sometimes get into a position where you combo with Amalia and you gain, 200 life off of the Wild Growth Walker, but you're not able to attack immediately. You just buff Amalia up to 20 power, and then your opponent is able to remove Amalia afterwards. Now, the 200 life is variably dependently powerful. So against decks like Burn or other aggro decks that are just looking to attack you, the huge life gain can be very fortuitous and may be able to win you the game. But a lot of cases, if you don't have control of the board, your opponent can eventually just beat you down. So the life gain alone is not a de facto win. Anyways, we're on the play for round 1. And let's see, we've got 2 lands. We've got most everything we need. We're just obviously missing Amalia, but I think this is highly keepable. So let us keep this hand. And then I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to play Lunark or Gilded Goose first, but if I play Gilded Goose, I can play both of these next turn. So when in doubt, let's just default to playing the Monodork. Stomping Ground into an Elf. So that's probably Vehicles, although they didn't reveal Giganta. All right, I don't really feel the need to use this food, and if I draw into Coco next turn, I want to be able to have that mana. So let's just play Wild Growth Walker and then pass. 3 mana for Stormseeker. Yeah, so it's definitely Vehicles. Yeah, we can just take 3 here. That's fine. Back to us. All right. So now I don't have anything to use Extraction Specialist on, so let's just play Lunark Veteran. Then we'll play Wild Growth, gain life off the Lunark, and go to combat. I could triple block this guy, which sounds all right. I don't really feel like getting in for just 1 damage. And anything I block with, I can get back with Specialists. So yeah, let's just pass back to them. All right, here comes Chariot, probably. Questing Beast. Well, I just flat out can't block Questing Beast. If they do decide to attack with this, I can block it. All right, they're just going to hit with Questing Beast. All right, well, can't do anything about that, so just take the hit. All right, we've got an Explore trigger, so let's go ahead and do that. So trigger, we explore. Collected Company is on top, so let's leave it there. Then we get the Wild Growth Walker triggers, gain a bunch of life. And then I still have no reason to play Extraction Specialist right now, so let's play this tapped. And I'm not attacking, so let's just pass back to them. Probably just making a food. Land number 5. Rampaging Ferocidon is quite the issue here. All right, so if I want to use the food, I got to pop it now. So let's just go ahead and pop this now. All right, so the Ferocidon resolves. Playing Smuggler's Copter. Crewing Smuggler's Copter so they can attack with it. The only thing I can block with is Goose, which I'm not going to. So I guess we just take a bunch of damage here, which is fine. All right, so no blocks. We take 8, we go to 13. And they know we're drawing company. So The only thinking I'm having here is whether it's better to do it now or later. So obviously I want to hit Amalia. So assuming we hit Amalia, everything dies. Oh wait, no, but I can't gain the life because of the Ferocidon. Right. So that being the case, I don't want to hit Amalia. What can I hit here to get out of this? It's kind of a really big issue that there's a Ferocidon in play that I can't actually get rid of. Huh. And they never have to attack with this. If I don't cast something now, this flips over. I guess I'm casting Coco. All right. Amalia Specialist, Gilded Goose, Innkeeper. So Extraction Specialist is one of the only creatures that can actually block this thing. So let's grab Extraction Amalia, and then none of these life gain triggers work. So we lose 2 from the Ferocidon, and then unfortunately the only thing that can block a Questing Beast is this guy, which is not enough to trade with it. So I think I'm just losing this game off the Ferocidon. Like, I can't even really attack at all. So yeah, back to them. Elder Gargaroth. So that's why, so this and Questing Beast are the reason they're not playing Giganta. Yeah, so we just lose, because I can't block any of their creatures, can't gain life, so I can't combo, and I can't get rid of the Ferocidon. Oh yeah, they get to haste Gargaroth. I guess I can technically block Gargaroth, but what does it matter? I can't get Ferocidon off the board, and with Ferocidon on the board, I can't combo. I guess technically, there's always a chance that I can draw another Cenote Scout, the other one in my deck, and grow these Wild Growth Walkers to block, but that seems real bad. All right, we have to block Elder Gargaroth. We have no choice. So here, and I need 6 power to kill this. Actually, let me think. If I lose Cenote Scout, I can Extraction it back into play and trigger these. So hang on. Let's make sure I have the maximum amount of these guys available. So in that case, I want to block here, and I need to kill this. So let's block here. And then we're going to take 4, 7, 9 damage and go to 2. And then playing Extraction Specialist kills me with the Ferocidon, so I do need to block more. So 4, 6. All right, so that's lethal, or that's blocking all the damage here. Oh, wait, no, I gain life if I block with this guy. All right, so... Oh, wait, no, I don't gain life because of Rampaging. Right. All right, well, let's block like that, I guess. So we're going to take 7 and go to 4. Yeah, the problem with blocking like this is they can selectively decide not to kill the Cenote Scout. So we need to draw Coco or something. Return to the ranks actually does nothing here. I just take damage. Can't block this dude. Can't block this dude. We're dead. Well, I guess I can block Smugglers with Goose, but what does that even matter? I can't block this, or I can block it with Extraction Specialist, but that's it. Yeah, we lose. This is why I don't agree with these versions of the deck that don't at least have one Skyclave in the main. I think you always need to have at least one piece removal in the main. Anyway, so we have to bring this in. Let's bring in, let's see. I mean, primarily these, right? So I'm not sure how to board with Amalia. Presumably this isn't as good. I don't think they have as much targeted removal. This is not really good because they have so many creatures that are just huge. All right, let's go with that. This hand is actually okay. We get to go Lunarch into Amalia, get an Explore trigger, and fix the top of our deck. And if they kill this Amalia, we get to play another Amalia. And we've got Takenuma. All right, we'll keep this. I do think it shows how much this deck is warping the metagame, that players are now playing all of these anti-life gain cards just to deal with it. So, Lunarch Veteran, pass. Forest into an Elf, Another Amalia. Well, shock this in, play Amalia. So, always yield to this, always yield to this. We drew a Forest. All right, well, I'm going to attack them with this guy because they're not going to block with their Elf. Den-O the Bugbear into Huntsman's Redemption. All right. So it's either land and then just hold Takenuma, or it's Innkeeper. They're going to sack a thing and probably just go get Ferocidon, right? So I guess this technically gets me more mana. All right, let's play Innkeeper. So trigger, we gain the life. Put Gilded Goose into the graveyard, definitely. Then this resolves. Then we'll play this tapped. And if I attack here and they trade, I still have an Amalia in my hand. And then they have to sack the Elf if they want to use the Chapter 2. So I think it is beneficial to attack in this position. All right, they are blocking. So I shouldn't have played this tapped, because if I hadn't, I would have been able to play another Amalia this turn. So yeah, they sack the Elf. I assume they're just going to go grab, Ferocidon it is. Yeah, playing this tap land was a huge punt, because then I could have played this Amalia and gotten 2 more Explore triggers. All right, Court of Calling into Skyclave. Can I play this and still have Court open? So I go land Amalia, and then I've got 5 plus the treasure, so I can go Amalia and then life gain triggers on the stack Cord. Okay, so this, and then we go white, black, cast Amalia, triggers on the stack Cord, So tap this, 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 and this. X is 3. Go grab Skyclave. And then we make sure to put the life gain triggers below Skyclave. So then Skyclave eats the Ferocidon. All right. And then we resolve all the life gain triggers, which resolves Amalia. What is on top? Collected Company. All right, leave that on top. So do not put that in the graveyard. Then, yeah, don't put it in the graveyard. Gain some more life. And then we pass back to them. And now we've got a 5/5 Amalia in play and Coco's on top. And then they have no creatures in play, so Chapter 3 just fizzles out. And see, this is what I mean about the deck has this beatdown plan where I don't even have the combo in play, and Amalia is just a 5/5, which is probably about as big as anything in their deck other than Elder Gargaroth. And it's out of range of burn spells on their part, probably. So yeah, all they got is Stormseeker to haste it. Yeah, no blocks. And we have so much life gain that it doesn't matter. They can't race us anyway. All right, so let's just Coco, and I guess I technically don't win here because even if I Coco into Wild Growth, the Skyclave is going to die and give them an illusion to block with. So it's probably still better to Coco now, though, because even if I don't hit Walker, I can just gain a bunch of life and make Amalia big. Yeah, so let's do that. So Coco. So there is a Wild Growth Walker there, but at this point, I don't even think I need to do that. I think I can just Skyclave this and just start beating them down really hard. If I make this into a 20 power creature, do they have any way of getting rid of it in red and green? I'm just going to not take that risk, and let's just put some more stuff here onto the board. So triggers. So resolve all of this. So eat this dude. And this triggers. Amalia puts a land in my hand. Amalia puts another land in my hand. Puts another land in my hand. What's on top now? Court of Calling. Leave that on top. All right. Just play a tap land. Go to combat. Attack for however much this is. So they're taking a bunch. We're gaining a bunch. I guess the worst thing they could do here is what? Cast like Brotherhood's End or something, sweeping everything but Amalia. Why do you think Is It Phoenix is more popular at DreamHack than Dimir? Dimir seems like all upside to me. So having played the deck now, what I've realized is the difference between 1 and 2 mana between Lightning Axe and Bitter Triumph is huge. It is actually a really big deal. All right, so once again, we're boarding against vehicles. I don't think I change anything here. Sentinel is actually good against Stormseeker, but it's not good against their bigger beaters. I don't think they have much removal. They probably have like Rending Volley to bring in to kill Amalia, but that's it. Yeah, this still seems fine. Like maybe Voice is good in this matchup. I don't know. This seems fine though. Does Phoenix have any bad matchups? Angels is a frigging atrocious matchup for Phoenix. It's really bad. And Blue-Red Phoenix is horrible against Lotus Field. All right, this hand's all right. We've got 2 lands into Innkeeper to make a treasure, and then any third land finds us Coco. Yeah, this is fine. So turn 1 Elf. Basically, the difference between the Black and Red Phoenix is Black has better matchups into like combo decks and stuff because it has Thoughtseize. And Red Phoenix is better into aggro decks because Lightning Axe is cheaper than Bitter Triumph, and it has 3 mana sweepers instead of 4 mana sweepers. All right, well, play Beseiju and back to them. We might just be too far behind, though, yeah, because Reckless Stormseeker hits us. We're going to 17, then we're going to go to 16 off this Mana Confluence and play Innkeeper. All right, well, I was really hoping we would have hit another land by now, but it was not to be. All right, so Innkeeper, make a treasure, back to them. It's interesting that they're playing Questing Beast instead of Chariot. They might be also playing Chariot, but at the very least, they're also playing Questing Beast. Yeah, now that Phoenix took out Thing in the Iceman, it's harder versus creature decks like Angels. It's so bad against Angels. So Elf, Copter, then they get to haste the Copter. We can't block either of these. So we're taking 6, going to 10. Thankfully, this deck gains life like really well. So we can gain some amount of life here. All right, no blocks. They discarded a land. All right, so there's land number 4. So it's probably better to Coco. I think the main thing I'm looking to do is Coco into the combo, but we could also Coco into like Skyclave. So I think it's probably better here to just wait. So let's shock this in and then just pass to them. I want them to activate Smuggler's Copter before I do it. Obviously this thing flips though, which is not great, but I really want them to crew this so that if I do hit the combo, I can blow it up. And if they don't crew it, then we just Coco and try to see what we can block on the ground. 2 mana. Stomp our dude. All right, well, it's time to Coco in response to that so that we gain some life. So Coco, Wild Growth Goose. That was pretty bad. All right, well, at least we gained some life. So gain some life, then this dude dies. So they can still crew the Copter here. Yeah, crew the Copter, and this is 8 damage. So if I take this, I'm not able to use Mana Confluence. What does my next turn look like? Like, I guess I can just return to the ranks multiple things back, right? But I'd really like to be able to play Coco again. But if I block with Goose, then I can't animate the food. If I block with this, then I can't combo, probably, if I cast Coco. So there's no way I can block with Goose because I need the mana. If I don't block with this, Mana Confluence is off. Therefore, I must block with this. All right, we're at 4. Well, we drew Amalia, so... so this is 4 mana. I can play Amalia and one other thing and then nothing else. So on their turn, they get to, at the very least, play Bone Crusher and haste it, right? So I need to... Well, I can play 2 spells and flip this back over. I'll be at 3, and then I'm basically dead to Copter or, like, anything else that's hitting me. So we're probably just losing this. How do I not lose this? Oh, I guess I can Convoke Return to the Ranks, right? So what if I go Innkeeper into Amalia, and then I use the Treasure Amalia... So I go cast Innkeeper, it makes a treasure. Then I go spend the treasure and a land to cast Amalia. So then none of this is in play anymore except the Goose Food. So I have Goose Food, Amalia, Innkeeper, and then I can go Amalia, Innkeeper plus Goose Food, return to the ranks on Wild Growth Walker. So that only fails if they have removal open. All right, so let's go Innkeeper. So trigger that. Then let's cast Amalia. So white, black, Amalia, trigger. All right, explore. Let's put Innkeeper in my graveyard. And then return to the ranks, targeting Wild Growth Walker. I have to spend this on white, so X is going to be 1. So done, white, tap, and make white. All right, if they have removal, this would be the time for them to use it. All right, looks like they don't. So put Innkeeper in the graveyard, yield to this. Chain reaction, Amalia into the graveyard. I'm going to keep going until I find like Coco or something on top. Put that in the graveyard. Collected Company. All right, stop. Actually, I can't even cast Coco with this board. I need to hit lands. So let's just keep going. There's some lands. So keep going, get a bunch of lands. So Note Scout, bend that. Chain reaction, draw a bajillion lands. All right, reveals Court of Calling. We'll stop here. So the chain reaction will keep going until Amalia blows the board up. All right, so keep Court on top. And then we've got a bajillion lands, so let's play Blooming Marsh tapped and then back to them. So we're at 83. We have a 21 power Amalia. Let's discard some tap lands. So get rid of these, this one, and it's back to them. All right, we got it. How are you liking Amalia so far? I mean, the deck's stupid. Like, it's really dumb. And it's so powerful that it's warping the metagame to the point where everybody needs to have anti-life gain cards in their deck now. So it is, like, interesting. But interesting doesn't necessarily mean healthy. Anyways, we're on the play again. So this hand looks fine. We'll keep this. All right, play this tapped. Back over to them. So we're just going to run out Amalia into, a Boros deck. Which one is it? Don't know. All right, well, shock this in. Cast Amalia. Second Inspiring Vantage. So something with artifacts. Get lost on Amalia. They have to pay the ward. So they go to 17. Then Amalia dies. Take 1 from Toolcraft. All right. Well, we don't have anything to do now, but our next turns are going to be really stupid. So let's just pass it back to them. Plains into Thraben. Okay. So they have an artifact. The Toolcraft becomes 3 power. That's fine. All right, we're at 14, and they didn't do anything else. All right, well, I would have played this last turn, but now I'm just going to Coco. So let's play Beseiju and then just pass it back to them. Obviously, they'll crack the clue here. I don't think I'm supposed to Coco in response to the... Oh, okay. Oh, so it's Convoke, but they're just running this dude. All right. That resolves. Voldaren Epicure, sure. Combat. But they're not running Gigantha in their deck, eh? Attack with all this. All right, Coco now. Responds... Oh my god, they're main decking Containment Priest? You're kidding me. All right. Jesus. And that blanks this Coco in our hand and blanks this Cord in our hand. All right, well, I'm not particularly wanting to draw these guys, so let's just exile them. All right, well, Max punished for not... I guess they would have just flashed Containment Priest in response, unless they just drew it, but whatever. All right, how much are we taking? If I block this, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can barely live. I have Return to the Ranks for Amalia. Okay, so Sentinel, trigger this. We make another map. I probably don't have the time for Takanuma, right? So let's map here, drew a land. All right, play this, map here, drew another land. Well, over to them. So we're super dead, right? I block this, I take 6 and go to 1, and then we're dead to like a million things, or just them attacking again. All right, block here. A Gonjo, kill our dude. All right. Oh man, I didn't play Temple Garden last turn, so I can't even get this back. Doesn't matter, we're just dead. Yeah, all right. Yeah, if people are main decking Containment Priest, that means this deck is warping the metagame in a completely unhealthy way. So they're Boros Convoke, which means what exactly? These guys are probably decent at trading, but I don't know that that really matters. Probably need Skyclaves. What else? This dude on the backside seems decent, so let's get Redain. What's not good here? Everything seems kind of good. Maybe Sentinel isn't very good because they just go so wide that it doesn't matter. So let's cut that. And I mean, you just can't cut these spells, like even if your opponent is playing Containment Priest. So I guess Cenote Scout is probably like the worst creature here of the remaining creatures. All right, let's do that. I've been running into more Blue-Black Phoenix on Arena, which I've decided to blame entirely on you. Oh, I wish I had that kind of influence. I do think Blue-Black Phoenix and Blue-Red Phoenix are pretty close, but apparently the data, at least from the regional, suggests that the Blue-Red deck is better. All right, I only have one land, so let's mull this. Okay, let's keep this and let's put back, I guess, one of the two Amalias. Okay, so this into Goose. Battlefield Forge into Warden. All right, well, Amalia, and then back to them. Thraben, and then they can tap this, and the Clue. So grows this dude, that's fine. They kept this one lander, eh? All right, well, I think it's probably best to gain life with the food and try to grow this and set up our next draw. So pop the food. So then we explore what's on top. Return to the ranks. Yeah, let's bin that. All right, play this tapped, and I'll hit him, sure. They found their second land, Thraben. Outnumber, deal damage equal to creature count. Well, we do get to return to the ranks this back. So that being the case, I'm going to block with the Goose so that we can get both the Goose and the Amalia back. All right, block here. Yeah, all right, so return to the ranks, both of these guys. So get them both back. We get another food. Grows the Warden again. Puts the card on the bottom. Now this thing has Vigilance, no blocks. We're going to go to 18. Okay, Prosperous Innkeeper is a good hit. Not like a great hit, but it's okay. So probably just playing this and popping the food. Yeah, all right. So Innkeeper, they're going to respond to this on the stack, eh? Shoot Amalia. I'll always yield the ward. I guess I just return to the ranks it back again, right? Like, now I wish I hadn't tapped this. I'll do it next turn. Let's pop the food. Extraction Specialist is on top. All right, leave that there. This resolves. Innkeeper resolves. Make a treasure. Play this tapped over to them, and then we can just extraction it back next turn. Containment Priest, of course. So now the Extraction Specialist is turned off and Return to the Ranks is turned off. So my only move at this point is just to map and try to get something good on top of our deck. Yeah, all right. So this thing's hitting us for a ton. Yeah, map onto the Goose? Map the no. So if I play this ability is mandatory, so I'd lose Amalia. Okay, yeah, map the Goose. What's on top? Collected Company. Well, that does nothing with Containment Priest in play, so bin it. Map the Goose. Top is Cord. Bin the Cord. Well, I mean, we're just losing to this thing. So at this point, I just have to kind of hope to draw what I need, I guess. So let's just pass to them. Sanguine Evangelist, Battle Cry, and when ETBs make a 1/1 flyer. Okay. Then they grow their dude, puts the card on top, grows their dude. Well, I'm not blocking this, so just make a food. Take 7, go to 8, back to us. We drew Lunarch Veteran. All right, that's not really helpful. So play that, gain some life off of Innkeeper, and then we can't really do anything, so back to them, I guess. These can't even like block any of their creatures effectively. I guess they can block this guy, but that's it. All right, back over to them. I have to block this dude, so I'm going to lose my Goose. I guess maybe not. It depends on what they attack with. I assume they're going to attack with everything, though. Although they shouldn't attack with Containment Priest. Resolute Reinforcements. Sure. That resolves. Oh, they also have Reckless Bushwhacker. Cool. Well, we're dead. I don't think there's any combination of blocks I can make here where I don't lose. Because this Battle Cries their team. Will they attack with the Priest? They will attack with the Priest. No, they won't. Okay. So that resolves. Then we go to blocks. So obviously I have to block here. And then I don't know what else. This here. This here. And then I'm taking 3, 6, 9. Reduce the food. Lethal. Yeah. All right. I mean, obviously we need to get mana for the Cocoa, but this is pretty close to being good. So I'm going to keep Overgrown Tomb into Oath of Nissa. Revealing Sylvan Caryatid. All right, so it's probably Rona Luca. So play this, play Goose. And then this Innkeeper means we get a treasure next turn for the Cocoa. Laws of Heroes. Here comes Caryatid. Yep. Sentinel. All right, no, we got to get mana. So Innkeeper, then back to them. So Mana Confluence, they've got 4. They're 1 away from Luca. Plays Kinnon into Rona. All right, well, it's absolutely best if we hit it now. So yeah, let's just Coco now. Coco, we did not hit it. We hit 1/2 of it. So, oh wait, I have exactly enough to cord. No, I don't. I'm 1 short of being able to cord for Amalia. Yeah, I can cord for 1, not 2. All right, well, so gain some life, make a food, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. All right, back over to them. Are we dead or not? I mean, if they don't have it, we can win next turn, kind of. I mean, we can't technically win next turn, but we can blow their whole board up. So, Bins Kinnon, plays a tap land. This is 5 mana here. All right, I guess they don't have it. What do they have if they're not playing anything this turn? I guess I'll try to stop on their upkeep, I guess. Actually, let me think about this. If I do it now, they might have like Retraction Helix in their hand they can use to bounce it and stop the combo. So it's just better to wait. I guess this Plaza can keep a guy alive as well, right? So it's better to make them use this mana on their turn. So Cord is these 4 plus 1 more mana. So I technically can play more, but probably not. So actually, if they have Retraction Helix, what do? I go Cord, and then I still have 2 mana after that. So anything they bounce, I can replay. But I can't kill them. So they can make Rona unkillable and then untap with only 3 mana. And they just have to hope to get there. And they don't have Amber, probably. All right, screw it. Let's cord. Green, 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 green. Tap this one, tap this one. X is 2. Cord. It instantly resolved. All right, let's grab Amalia. Trigger this, put Wild Growth Walker into the bin. Trigger this. All right, well, apparently they don't have an answer. Temple Garden, what's on top now? All right, they're just conceding to that. Missed the stream yesterday, but saw the VOD, chocolate OP. Indeed, we are going to have nightly chocolate ceremonies now, because there's way too much chocolate. All right, so we definitely want Skyclave to kill Rona and whatnot. What else? Redain makes Luca more expensive, but that's basically it. That doesn't seem great. Deep Cavern Bat seems good. Kind of need that to disrupt their combo. And then the rest of this is basically irrelevant. Well, I guess Skoos isn't irrelevant because they do sometimes use Tyvar, although we can't snipe a creature that Tyvar mills over. We can only snipe creatures that are already in the bin. And the only way we're binning a creature in the first place is either Amalia blowing it up or... No, that's it. Just Amalia blowing it up. All right, so not that. I doubt they have much removal, so this is irrelevant. This is not fast enough to matter, so we can cut that. And what else? They might have some removal, so 1 Selfless Savior still seems fine. Like, as Extraction Specialist still seems fine. Although I do need to cut something. So I'm inclined to cut the Extraction Specialist. Yeah, that seems fine. Let's go with that. Sucks the EV was so bad. Yeah, EV at large Magic events, meaning like Grand Prix level, regional level. At any Magic event that's taking place in a convention center has horrible EV to where it's not even worth it. This hand does not have the combo, but we do have like Drain Effect. We've got 1 piece of fixing with Cenote Scout. I will keep. I think something in Amalia needs to be hit, as I think the combo is too fast and resilient for Pioneer because the answers are too slow unless you're in black. What do you think? Yeah, I think it also needs to go. Ooh, we drew Amalia. Awesome. I think the combo I think the deck just needs to be dead. Lunarch Veteran, bin that. And then over to them. It feels kind of like Splinter Twin, where your opponent can just kill you on turn 3. But even if they don't kill you, it's actually sort of even better because it's 1 turn faster and because it has this like more resilient beatdown backup plan and fixes a ton. Like it's just super resilient to being killed. The only things that do hit it are like specific cheaty hate cards like Grafdigger's Cage and Containment Priest. What'd they reveal off Oath? Plaza. Okay. Well, we've got our combo basically. So let's play Innkeeper and over to them. So next turn. Oh, I should have played Amalia first so I could immediately attack them. Yeah, I wasn't thinking. Yeah, I should have played Amalia first. For some reason, I was thinking I needed to get this out immediately, but I really didn't. What would you hit? Just Amalia or Walker? Not a rare. I've seen people argue to ban Coco, but that just feels like it's catching strays. Just ban Amalia. Just make the deck not exist. Tyvar. See, you can hate the deck out, though, like Grafdigger's Cage, Containment Priest. Like, there are cards that stop it, but it just feels like when people are main decking Rampaging Ferocidon and every single person has anti-life gain hate in their sideboard, like that just feels like it's just atrocious. Like that is just a horrible effect on the metagame. Oath of Nissa, Rona untaps, they Oath again. Oath can't find Amber, fortunately, or Helix, so they find an Elf. Necromentia hits it also, as well as all of the other combo decks and Phoenix somewhat. Cranial extraction effects are actually too slow. All right, so they don't have the win, and they don't have any mana open. So let's just blow their board up, but then they have Tyvar in play to get it back. So that's an issue. Well, there's nothing we can do about that. So given that we can't do anything about that, let's just take out this mana and make it so they have to spend their Tyvar turn reanimating Rona instead of having another untap. Yeah, let's do that. So I need Wild Growth Walker to be in play. Actually, no, I don't need either of them to be in play first. It doesn't matter which one is in play first. So shock this in, Amalia. I guess I get one more Explore out of this. So trigger Innkeeper, gain life, trigger Amalia. Top is Goose, spin that, cast Walker. So now we get the chain. They get to loot once with Rona. I could see the argument for hitting Innkeeper because it's what really enables the turn 3 combo, and I also hit Jund Adventures. That wouldn't help at all. They still have Lunarch Veteran. Like, there's still other sources of life gain. Obviously, if that is your only piece of interaction, it is too slow. You have to hit them something before that, like a TS, like a Thoughtseize. The problem is they get Amalia down on turn 2, and then you have to spend your removal killing Amalia and taking 3 damage off of the ward trigger. And then they still have Extraction Specialist and Return to the Ranks to get it back. So unless your removal is specifically March of Otherworldly Light or Leyline Binding, you're not actually stopping their combo. You're just delaying it for 1 turn. And they still get the value off of gaining the life. Like, it is a legitimate problem. In my experience, my Mono Blue Spirits deck, a deck specifically designed to hit combo, Borks to Amalia. I think there's a problem. I think banning Wild Growth makes the most sense. Well, if you ban Wild Growth, then it's not a combo deck anymore, but like, sure, ban either of them. Ban either one of them, and then the deck doesn't function. So I guess it's fine either way. All right, so now we chain react. Let's leave Return to the Ranks on top because we're going to blow the board right here. So, all right, they just conceded to that. I'm surprised they would concede to that, though. They do have the possibility of being able to win there. Because all I'm going to do is I'm going to blow their board up. They have 1 loot off of Rona, and then they get to Tyvar Rona back into play, and then they get another loot off of it. So there is a possibility that they win that match. Post RC emergency ban. Now, they don't need to emergency ban it, but it's going to get real old. Without the combo, Amalia might be playable. Well, no, without the combo, the deck is not playable. Also hit Fable, please. Yes. Really seems that if it wasn't for Amalia, Rakdos Mid would have ran away with the RC. Well, apparently the most successful deck by win rate was Blue-White Control. So evidently, here's the matrix. So here's the win percent matrix with all of the top performing decks and all their matchups against everything else. So apparently, Enigmatic did the best, followed very closely by Blue-White Control. And then I think the other 2 matchups were, and then like Amalia was 3rd, and then Is It Phoenix was 4th, and then every other deck had a sub 50% win rate against the field overall. I think Blue-White Control won because it's best positioned against Amalia and Boros. If Blue-White Control didn't get freebies, Rakdos could have percented it out in IMO. All right, we're on the draw. We're against a Karuga deck, which means either Fires or Quintorius, probably Fires. This hand is all right. We have 2 pieces of our combo with Cord to fetch the life gain, so I'm going to keep it. All right, Jetmir's Garden, so back to us. Oh, all right. This is a turn 3 kill, so shock this in, play Lunarch Veteran, over to them. Glad I didn't, though. I didn't end up going, though, so it's only an observation. I'm glad I didn't after seeing the EV from your VOD, but do wonder why I even qualified in the first place. Yeah, I realized a while ago that these events are not worth actually going to based on their EV, unless, again, if you are an extremely proficient player who regularly does incredibly well, then sure, you can go to these events. But if you are a normal player who is even above average or even very above average, then they're not worth it. All right, so they could have Leyline Binding here is the only real interaction point that they have. Yeah, so there's Leyline Binding. Then they take out Amalia. We gain the life, and then it's back to them. We do have another Amalia, though. Land number 3 into Fable. All right, so play Amalia, gain the life, explore. Top card is Coco. Sure, we'll leave that there. Then Goose, trigger, life, leave Coco there, and then back to them. I mean, I don't think most people going to these events plan on getting value. They just want to compete for fun or experience. Yeah, but, you know, I can go to my local game store or just another game store in the area and play at a pretty competitive level with good players, and it doesn't cost me $700 in hotel, Airbnb slash Airbnb, plane ticket, getting jet lagged over flying to a 3-hour time zone difference, spending collectively 10 or so hours between driving to the airport, waiting for the plane to land, waiting to board, boarding, waiting for the plane to take off, flying on the plane, waiting for the plane to land, waiting to deboard, getting out of the airport, spending money on Ubers or Lyfts to get around, having to buy takeout for 3 days, etc., etc. I would say that actually local game store level events like RCQs are actually good EV. Like if you're a decently good player and you're showing up and you're paying, you know, $35 an entry and, you know, top 8 is not unreasonable and you're getting like 50 in credit back at the low end and then maybe more at the high end, that is actually worth it. Attacking with Fable, so blocking here is only bad if they have Bone Crusher Giant, so let's just not give them the opportunity. So let's take that. Plays Enigmatic, and then they can sack Leyline. What are they getting? So sack Leyline, then they're grabbing Dragon Lord Atarka. All right, I guess I Legend Rule this one, and then Atarka kills this anyway. They at least have to pay the 3. So Amalia trigger, so Coco's on top, so don't get rid of that. And then Atarka kills Amalia, and then we can just Coco now. All right. I mean, technically I could still hit it here, although it's pretty unlikely. Although I could also hit Extraction Specialist, so let's just go for it. So Coco, Amalia, Extraction. All right, so we got it. So it's Extraction. Oh, wait, no, we don't, because we didn't hit Wild Growth. So Extraction, and then what else? Prosperous Innkeeper, I guess. This doesn't have an attack trigger, right? Yeah. So Innkeeper, right? So do that. So resolve this. Triggers on the stack. We need to get Amalia back before any of this life gain occurs. So put all the life gain on the bottom. Oh, wait, which one's the treasure token? Oh, man, I needed to resolve that differently. F. All right, so grab Amalia. So Amalia comes back. No, I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so resolve all of this. So yield to this, explore, Goose into the graveyard, resolve this, Selfless Savior into the graveyard. And this one resolves. Actually, I'm short on green, right? I can't cord no matter what. Yeah. So I reveal Amalia. Yeah, all right, so put that away. Then that triggers. Collected Company on top. Oh, I don't have the mana to use it, so bin it. Then Amalia again. Reveal Return to the Ranks. All right, so they can Enigmatic the Fable at the very least, right? And then what can they grab with that? I don't think anything on 4 matters. All right, leave Return to the Ranks on top. So it's only a problem if they sweep the board. Yeah, so don't bin that. And then this resolves, making a treasure. Yeah, and then we don't have the green for Cord. So we just pass. I've already got enough accolades by being the only person ever, I think, to 5-0 with Kraken Hatchling. Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying, oh my god, temp lockdown, Jesus. I'm not necessarily saying it's worth it, especially traveling cross country. Would you go to San Diego? Well, I live close enough to San Diego that I don't need to buy a plane ticket, so yes. So they grabbed Shieldred, sure, all right, that resolves. I can still return to the ranks for 2, so I can get back Amalia plus, I don't know, something. I lost all my life gain effect. So I'm taking 8 from this thing next turn, plus I have to chump Shieldred. I guess I'd get back Goose, right? I get back Goose Amalia, and then I can go Wild Growth, and then I guess I have to have a land in order to pop the food to gain the life to start the chain. Oh wait, no, if I return now, I have to tap Extraction Specialist to do it. So then I would have to chump block with the Goose on Shieldred, and so then I'm at the mercy of whatever I draw with, I can Cord. I can also, no, all right, let's return Goose Amalia. All right, so that, we have to chump Shieldred or we're dead. Wait, who even won the RC? I believe Blue-White won the RC. All right, so they swing with both. Goose blocks the Shieldred. We go to 5, and then draw step Shieldred puts us to 3. And so we have to specifically draw Lunarch Veteran, I think. I could also draw Beseiju to blow up Lockdown. Stomp Amalia. Well, they just have the answer to everything. So we're not getting this. All right, a land that enters tapped. What can I do? I don't think I can do anything. I'm dead to either one of these creatures. Well, I'm dead to Atarka regardless. So I can Cord for 1. Yeah, we're dead. All right, versus Enigmatic Fires. So Redain's probably good. What else? Sacking the thing to Enigmatic Incarnation is not part of a cost, so Yasharn doesn't do anything. Deep Cavern Bat to steal their stuff seems pretty important. Skyclave's away. Temp Lockdown. All right, these guys are going to be completely irrelevant. A lot of their stuff exiles, so I don't need double extraction. Selfless Savior only protects against Bone Crusher Giant pretty much, although that's fine. So Note Scout, that can go. All right, let's do that. So like I was thinking about Shapers. They have targeted removal, but they also have non-targeted removal as well. So I don't know how good this even is. It's probably decent. What if I get rid of this and one of these? and bring these in. What's my creature count at this point? It should still be plenty for Coco, right? 619. Yeah, that's fine. Speaking of blue-white, tried out that blue-white flash deck you recommended. Was pretty neat. Yeah, I think right now Spirits is basically unplayable because of Copter. So if you're going to play... So there's a blue-white flash deck that's kind of similar to Spirits, but it's just better into the Copter metagame. All right, this is one land. We can't keep this. Mulligan. All right, this is better, and I think the worst card in the hand is probably Dina. So let's get rid of Dina. All right, play this tapped, go. What creature density would you say is the target for Coco? What's the bare minimum? The bare minimum is 26, but there's some wiggle room in that because, like, you know, your like crappy mana dorks also count towards that number, and you never want to hit them. So it's not exactly straightforward as that. All right, let's play Innkeeper, and then let's just pass. I'm not going to play Goose off the treasure. I think at least mono blue Spirits is. Blue, white, or Bant Spirit seems fine, but I don't want to relearn a new deck, and two, don't have anywhere to play Pioneer anymore. So they foretold, so it's probably Doomscar, meaning if I commit any more to the board, then I'm potentially just getting blown out here. So let's just Coco during their turn, or at the end of their turn, rather. So attack with this, and then we'll just cast Coco on the end step. Deafening Clarion. All right, so this only works if I Coco exactly into the combo in response to this, so let's just not do that. Let's just allow that to happen and then go to the end step and cast Coco. All right, Coco, that's pretty bad, but I guess we're just going to put these into play. So orders, resolve all these triggers. I'm not going to target anything with it. And then gain a life, make a treasure. Man, we have not drawn well. Okay, well, let's play Wild Growth Walker. Kneel to this, play the Goose, play this tap land. Combat, attack for 3. I got eaten alive on that post, though. Feels bad, man. Yeah, I saw that post on... Oh, it was Quakebringer, not the other guy. All right, well, this is also a problem because we can't get rid of it. So, okay, I can't gain life, and I can't attack into this, so we basically just lose the game now. I guess I'm going to play this Innkeeper anyway, even though we don't get any life off of it. So, I kind of hate the internet in terms of comments, because what I see a lot is... Instead of anyone actually trying to be productive, we lose. So let's just concede this game. Instead of actually trying to be productive or arguing the merits of a position, it's a lot of, lol, get good, you're an idiot, stop being poor, you don't know what you're talking about, dumbass, downvote. Very rarely do I actually see someone take a position and the comments in response to it are actually something productive, whether they agree or not. You can have disagreements and still do it in a productive way where you argue the merits, but anonymous internet voices where you don't actually see the person turns everyone into an asshole, essentially. I mean, it's not 100% the case. Like, sometimes you get some good arguments, but it unfortunately gets drowned out in the deluge of bad. Thoughts on the current state of Pioneer? It's all right. It's fine. I wish there were more bans, but it's fine. Internet randoms can be very mean. Yeah, you basically have to think about it like this. Like, the way that you see these comments online, if anybody actually spoke like that in real life, they would be ostracized. Nobody would actually talk that way to you in person, face to face. It's only because of the anonymity of it. All right, well, we only have one land, so unfortunately we have to mull this. Okay, this is better, keepable. What am I binning? Cenote Scout is probably the worst card here. This at least is part of the combo. This protects the combo, and this finds us more stuff, so let's get rid of Cenote. I was just trying to let my fellow Spirits players... I wasn't going to be posting for a bit. Did you take the post-tournament thoughts down? I don't see it anymore. We get Thoughtseize. No, it should still be on the Twitch bot, and I am going to upload it. I just haven't gotten around to editing the video yet. So we lose Coco, and now basically our whole hand is terrible. All right, well, there's Amalia, so that's better. So, boy, I really need to protect Amalia, but then that makes this curve super awkward. All right, let's play Selfless Savior first. So Razor Verge, Selfless Savior, over to them. So the curve is going to be Savior into Amalia into Lunarch Veteran plus another thing. Like, we can't combo anyway unless we find Wild Growth Walker. All right, Copter, back to us. All right, man, Besaju's in our hand too. I might actually blow this up. It depends. I might blow up Fable as well. So let's shock this in. Let's play... Oh, wait, I can't actually play Amalia. Ugh, I don't have black mana. Well, that was dumb on my part. Let's play... I guess I probably will wind up Besajuing this, so let's just go to combat and attack with Selfless Savior. 3 Black Cleave Cliffs. There's Fable, of course. And unfortunately, I have to blow up Copter and not Fable. Man, it's so bad, like, regardless of what I do here. All right, whatever. Let's blow up Copter. Give them another land. Well, there's Innkeeper. So I have to play that to play Amalia. So let's play Innkeeper. And let's get the treasure. And then let's go to combat and attack with the Savior. Did you take it down on YouTube because of the comment? No, I just haven't uploaded it yet. I only recorded it yesterday, guys. I haven't had time to edit it. Oh, Thoughtseize. All right. Well, I guess even if they take Amalia, I can return it back, right? So they can't technically get everything out of our hand here. They took return to the ranks. Yeah. Graveyard Trespass. Wait, what? Why wouldn't they take Amalia and then eat that? They're eating Innkeeper. Okay. So we take damage from the Shaman. All right. Play Lunarch Veteran. Play Amalia. Trigger the Lunarch Veteran. The last card in their hand's Fatal Push. Seriously? Oh my god. Well, we can at least save Amalia here. So save Amalia. I guess I should have waited for them to pay the ward, but whatever. It's fine. Drew a land. All right. Play this tapped. Back over to them. So now Reflection flips over and they've got Trespasser in play and 1 card. Hello, Raiders. We are currently playing round 5 of Amalia in Pioneer. No blocks here. So we take 5. Okay. So let's play Dina. Trigger Lunarch. So stack this. Explore with Amalia. Top deck is Lunarch, so put that in the bin. Then resolve this. And it's 2 mana to get this back, right? Yeah, so shock this in, get this back. So it comes back. We get another ETB trigger off the Lunarch Veteran and get to explore again. Top card is Collected Company. All right, keep that on top. And then this is a 4/4, so we can block all their stuff. So let's just pass to them. And because I cast Dina and this is going to flip back. Inti. Attacks with the Trespasser, so they get 2 triggers where you lose something in our graveyard of no consequence, and the Inti triggers, which makes this a 4/4. So then Amalia can't profitably block it anymore. Hive the Eye Tyrant was on top. So no blocks. We'll take 4, go to 6. So they get their Hive. All right, so now let's just Coco and see if we can just kill them. Coco away! Goose Cenote Scout. Well, that ain't doing it. Triggers, any order, doesn't matter. All right, put everything on the stack. So resolve this. Top card is Prosperous Innkeeper, bin that. Goose resolves. Lunarch Veteran, then we get Dina trigger plus Amalia trigger. Top card, land, we get the land. Then we gain some more life. Trigger some more. Top card's Extraction Specialist. That's not going to be useful. Bin that. Dina resolves. All right, they know we have this land. I can't really do anything with it, so let's just play it tapped. And then they have 6 power worth of blocks, so it's not worth it to attack with Amalia. So let's attack with the Luminous Phantom. All right, swing here. Then they end step, make a Graveyard Trespasser. Yep, eat our dude. So swing here. No attacks with Inti, but Inti still triggers. It's just 1 per attack, right? Yeah. So they eat another guy. We go to 6. And what do they flip off of Inti? Fatal Push. Wonderful. Yeah, so we're going to lose. All right, Amalia dies. We gain a life off the Phantom, which drains them. They're at 8. And then this thing grows, and then we don't have any good blocks. I guess this is a 3/3. I can't probably win this game unless I keep Dina around. So that means the only viable block I have is like Cenote plus... Well, this is a token though, right? Yeah, this is a token. So blocking here is irrelevant because they're just going to lose this anyway. So I do have to block though. And this thing has trample, and this thing doesn't have trample. All right, I guess I'm blocking with Lunarch Veteran so I can get it back next turn. Yeah, all right, block here. So we gain a life off of the Luminous, then Dina hits them, and then we're at 3. And neither of us have any cards. So they lose their thing. This only triggers on our stuff, right? You control. So they make another Trespasser in the end step to eat. Oh, well, we drew another Lunarch anyway, but we can't get rid of it. So this goes away, and then we're going to get hit. This is 5 power. It's going to be 6 with trample next turn off of Inti, plus the Reflector can make a copy of it to eat Amalia. So we're at 1. I can crack this food for 3 life. I have no good attacks here. All right, Lunarch Veteran. Yeah, I guess I'm just attacking with the Phantom again. So then this triggers. They lose this thing. All right. I think Inti, to me, is the latest example of everything wrong with how they design cards, but I'm not going to get into that right now. So they got whatever they drew for turn plus whatever they're going to hit off of Inti this turn, unless they just play it. Activate Hive, sure. Make a copy of the Graveyard Trespasser. All right, let's just go ahead and pop this food because I'm going to do that regardless of what happens. So pop the food. Let's just do it now. Okay, that resolves. So we go to 4, they go to 8, and then I don't think we can survive this attack. Eat a thing, sure. So exile off of Inti is what? They discarded Blood Tithe and find Shieldred. All right. Shaman makes a treasure. These dudes resolve. Okay. Can I even block this attack? So this is trample. This is menace. So this is lethal alone. I have to block it with at least Dina, if not multiple things. So it's block here, and then block, 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 and then I die to the hive, plus the trample damage. So I don't think there's any combination that I can do that doesn't have me die immediately. Block, Dina here, block, block, and then I take 6 total. Yeah, we're dead. I guess I can activate Dina before damage to sack my guys to gain life off of the Luminous Phantom, but then I'm still only going to 6 and then still dying from the trample, right? Yeah. I can only activate it twice, which only gets me 2 life. I'll be at 6, and then I 100% take 6 damage. So there's no way I can block where I don't die. All right. So Rakdos, probably voice, shapers, and I don't know if anything else is relevant. Is Skyclave relevant here? Probably. What's not relevant? These things just die. These things are not good either. Let's get rid of these. What else? Definitely want to get stuff back from the graveyard, even if they do have graveyard trespassers. They won't always have it, nor will they always have enough triggers to get rid of everything. So after that, I'm not sure what I cut. The fact that they just have infinite removal leads me to believe that Dina is not actually that good here. So let's just get rid of that. Let's just say 1 Skyclave. Let's try that. Best aggro at the moment, probably one of the Boros decks. All right, well, we got a Voice of Resurgence. The rest of the hand's pretty trash, though. But we have life gain. We've got Voice of Resurgence. I don't know. I guess I'll try this. All right, play Goose first. Was there any way in that last game that I could have played Lunark, sacked it, and brought it back, and then still had mana left over? I think I could have. All right, let's just run out, man. So if I run out Innkeeper here and then I like top that Coco, it's so much better than if I don't do it. If I just play voice. All right, let's play Innkeeper and then we'll just pass. Thoughts on Knight Errant versus Coco and Amalia? You need Coco. You don't a lot of times have like enough stuff to actually convoke, and you just want to put your creatures directly into play. You don't want to have them in your hand and wait. Okay, so this represents probably Bone Crusher. So let's just go ahead and attack with Innkeeper to start with. They're not going to kill that, so we at least get the 1 damage in, and then we can play Voice. Oh, really? They are going to kill it? All right. Sure. Innkeeper dies, play Voice. And then I'm still not going to spend either of these on these guys, so let's just pass. Graveyard Trespasser eats our dude. Okay. So the best move here is probably just to play all my 1-drops. Yeah, let's do that. Lunark, and then just hold this in my hand. So auto yield to the gain trigger, play Goose. Like, I guess I can technically block this Graveyard Trespasser with Voice and then make a really big token. And then if they don't have Fatal Push, it survives. Because I'm not doing much else. I guess I would double block if they attacked with Trespasser here. Croxa. Well, yep. I mean, it was either play it out and risk removal or don't play it out and risk hand disruption. Okay, so let's just block like this to kill this guy off. And then if they've got the instant speed removal, so be it. No, they don't. Okay. Voice token, gain some life. Second main, Inti, sure. Chord of Calling, that's interesting. So I've got 1 source of life gain with the Lunark Veteran plus food tokens. I can chord for Amalia and get some explore stuff going, or I can chord for Extraction Specialist and get this voice back. That might actually be better. All right, so chord. So tap this for green, and then green. This one. So X is 3, so let's do that. So let's grab Extraction Specialist. I think I just got to win the beatdown route here. So grab Voice. So this comes back, and then this Voice Elemental token is a 6/6, and then we can just start beating them in. All right, 17, back to them. So now if they attack, we've got 2 guys to block. Either this dude, or if they kill this dude, then we have this dude to block with. So that makes their attacks bad. Another Graveyard Trespasser eating Lunark Veteran out of our graveyard, unfortunately. And we still get to keep beating them in with this guy. All right, so let's go to combat and attack with the token and Extraction Specialist. No blocks on their part. All right, they're at 9, we're at 26. Let's just play this land and over to them. Fable. They're going to pay 3 for Bitter Triumph to kill our token, but not attack. All right, I don't think there's any reason to pop food here, so let's just make a food. Shaper's Sanctuary is a bit late, but okay. So if I attack, they have to block, but they have blockers. They're going to get Croxa next turn, so things are going to start going really bad for us. If they don't block this, though, they do go to 3. All right, let's just attack with Extraction Specialist. So swing, blocks with the Shaman, that's fine. So Voice gets back online now. Play Shapers, and over to them. So then Fable triggers, they get 2 triggers off of Inti, which is just ridiculous. Okay, they're just discarding Fable, revealing Blood Tithe. They have Croxa Mana, or Croxa Escape Payments. Plays Blood Tithe. So we really need to find Coco now. Copter into play. I'm surprised they didn't just snap Croxa back into play when they had the chance. All right, make a food. Drawing another land. So if I suicide attack voice into them, I mean, they don't even have to block. Even if they do, they can just like crew copter and block, and then they get to draw a card, and then I just make a 4/4. That's not even that good. So play land, back to them. Oh man, so end step, pitch a thing to the blood, NT triggers, they have a land on top, Graveyard Trespasser flips over, Reflection flips over, so they can escape Croxa, crew the copter, yeah, or they can just crew the copter. Combat, attack with the copter, this stuff all triggers, another Blood Tithe, and then the copter loots, and then they get another NT trigger, and they reveal Fatal Push. Yeah, we can't win anymore. No blocks. Plays the land, plays Blood Tithe. So here comes Croxa. We don't have a card to discard, so we lose 3. They're just opting not to push this turn, which makes sense. Push does not even have any relevance at this moment. All right, make a food. Make another food. So the only way to win is basically Coco into the exact combo. That's the only out here. Lunarch Veteran. Oy. Well, play Lunarch Veteran. Gain some life. Back to them. And now they have infinite removal by reflecting the Blood Tithe Harvester, plus they have a bunch of power on the board, plus Inti's drawing them 2 extra cards a turn because they're going to keep making blood tokens with reflection, right? Another Croxa is revealed. I mean, technically we're still in it if we ever find Coco. Makes a copy of Trespasser. Eats our thing. So swing, 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 swing. Inti triggers and Croxa. Nope, not attacking. No, just swinging here. All right. How many extra cards are they getting off Inti every turn? There's 1 from attacking, 1 from the copter looting, 1 from blood tokens. So they basically get to draw 4 cards a turn. Rampaging Ferocidon and Fatal Push, which means even if we find our combo, we're dead because they're just going to play Ferocidon. All right. 2 and 3 with Amalia. I mean, like, our Boros opponent literally had main deck Containment Priest and played it both games. So, you know, not beating that. And our vehicle's opponent main deck Ferocidon. But that's kind of a... I don't know, is it a catch-22 situation? I'm not sure what the metaphor is. It's essentially saying that this deck is so good that it's warping the metagame to a point where people are playing main deck copies of anti-life gain effects or anti, these cards, these cheaty card effects, and multiple in their sideboard as well in order to hate it out, which then makes the deck not as good because so much hate is being played against it. But it's kind of like, if Affinity is so good that you're main decking Shatter, then is Affinity not good anymore, or is it still too good? Obviously, that result is only a 2/3, does not reflect this deck being good, but it obviously is very good. I don't think I like this particular build of the deck. I don't like Sentinel the Nameless City. I don't think it's doing anything that this deck really wants to do. And I don't think you need the second Extraction Specialist. I would also love to have a main deck Skyclave. I don't think you can afford to not have an answer in your main deck to cards like Ferocidon, Containment Priest, etc. Because if your opponent plays them in game 1, then you just can't win the game anymore. So you do need at least 1 Skyclave main. I also think... there are some Amalia players who will run Shieldred, either main or side, as a one-of card to get off of Chord. And I think that is correct because you do need a singleton creature that you can go grab that's just like a house when you don't have any combo synergy stuff set up, and Shieldred's probably the best one. So if I were going to change this deck around, I would cut the Sentinels, cut one of the Extraction Specialists, main deck a Skyclave, main deck a Shieldred, or at least sideboard a Shieldred, and then I'm not sure what the last card would be. Also, these Cenote Scouts are pretty crap. Their Explore trigger is only relevant with Wildgrowth Walker in play. Life Gain is far more relevant to Amalia, so I don't think I would play these guys either. But yeah, that's what I think of the Amalia deck.